Our favorite skin rashes return in Battletoads for the NES. A super power-up tip for Bloody Wolf on the T16. Hard-hitting arcade excitement and super high-impact football. And learn to fly and pilot wings for the SNES. All this and more on GamePro. Oh, yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm JD Roth.
Yeah, and I'm Brent Haas.
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Welcome to GamePro.
That's right, and we are buzzing on the set today because the Game Lab goofballs have been stretched to the max this week, putting together the up-to-the-minute super fresh stuff you're waiting for, and we know you're waiting for it. So I'll tell you what, dudes, today's stuff is so fresh that it's still coming in.
Mr. B, man,
even as we take it to the air.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Roth. That 16-bit Castlevania 4 you wanted for today, I'm sorry it's late, but Marvin was assigned to do it.
Hey, it's the Marvin.
Marvaroo.
Marv Meister.
Doing the Marv thing.
No, you see, Marvin was also assigned to the Ask the Pros, and, well, Marvin didn't make it.
Whoa.
In fact, Marvin will be leaving the lab shortly.
Wow. I can't believe we lost another one, dude. But, hey, thanks for bringing me the 16-bit stuff.
You're welcome. But Mr. Roth, what if they asked me to do it and ask the pros? I have a wife. I have 2 children, Mr. Roth. Mr. Bean, what if they asked me to do a cutting edge? I don't know what I'd do then. I can't do this.
Well, I guess we fried another Game Lab garbanzo beans. And from the look of old George there, yeah, he could be next. Weird.
Yeah, that dude is weird. Major weird. You know, I think he's after my job, too, that spud. That's okay, though. The Game Maniacs back in the Game Lab may be a little bit weird, but I'd say they came through with the goods today, I must admit. So, you know, the goods are coming from GamePro magazine. It's the right stuff at the right time, and we're Studley, so if you're ready to kick off, let's kick it to SWAT. I'm off.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Woo! Here I am right in the middle of my favorite NES game cart, Battletoads, with a tip that'll nail down a ton of one-ups. Head for level 2. Now, kick a bird and grab its beak for a weapon. Use the weapon to whack another bird over the head. But don't just hit him once. I'm talking major whacking. Keep whacking the same bird over and over again, because the more times you hit the same bird, the more bonus points you're gonna get. And after a while, you'll get a one-up. Good luck. Once again, you gotta keep whacking the same bird over and over again to get more bonus points and tons of one-ups. All right.
Hi, I'm Andrew DeFeo from Rumson, New Jersey, and I have a question on the game Shadowgate. I'm stuck in the tower with the large Sphinx. I can't figure out the answer to his riddles. Can you help me?
It's a piece of cake, dude. Watch this. The Sphinx riddles can be solved with a little bit of common sense. The questions will come at random and will involve giving the Sphinx an item in your inventory in order to get by it. In this riddle, the Sphinx says, long neck, no hands, 100 legs, cannot stand. Born of a forest nest, against the wall I rest. Now the Sphinx is looking for a broom. Give him the broom, and you're on your way. Here's another one. First burnt and beaten, drowned and pierced with nails, then stepped on by long-faced animals. It's a horseshoe. Give it to the Sphinx and he'll let you by. Now watch what happens when you answer a question incorrectly. The Sphinx asks, you look at me, I look back. Your right hand raises, I my left. You speak, but I in vain. Now, the answer to the riddle is mirror, but if you don't have the mirror, the Sphinx will punish you by sending you back to near the beginning of the game. So make sure you have as many items in your inventory before you face the Sphinx. Happening question, bud. Now, as for the rest of you gamer dudes, just keep them coming in, okay? Watch for the address at the end of the show.
And when we come back, an awesome password tip to load up both your barrels in the Lone Ranger on GamePro.
Now, time to move out the SWAT. After you, my friend.
Well, thank you, your dudeness. Wrong door, B-Man.
Go for it, bud.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Whoa. Hi-ho, Silver Dudes. Back in SWAT World with another great password trick for the NES game, The Lone Ranger. Hey, buddy. Hey, later, dude. That'll teach him. With this one password, you can send the masked man out on the range loaded up with extra cash, a long-barreled gun, 50 rounds of standard bullets, 50 rounds of silver bullets, and 10 sticks of dynamite. In other words, almost every weapon this game has to offer. Here's the code. After you bring up the password screen, enter 0810 7830 32512. Be sure to leave the last 3 digits of the password blank. But hold on, my faithful Indian companion. There's more. After you enter the password, the message Area 1 Select will appear. Now use up and down on your control pad to select the area. That's right, Kemosabe. You not only get all the weapons, you can select any area in the game to start from. Choose your entry point and hi-ho, Silver! Away! Just in case you missed it, here's the password again. Nice haircut, man. Ugh. If you're looking for more power in the adventure game Bloody Wolf for the T16, check out this awesome pad trick. Bring up the title screen on the game and press up, down, right, button 1, button 2, and then select on the control pad. Now remember, it's got to happen in that order. If you hit it right, a large number 2 will appear on the title screen, and you've just souped up your character's speed big time. Now, keep going by pressing down, up, left, button 2, button 1, and then select. Hit run and begin the game, and you're ready to fly. One more time. First, bring up the title screen. Now, press these buttons in this order. Up, down, right, button 1, button 2, and then select. When you see the large number 2 on the screen, you know the increased speed is in the bag. Now keep going. Press down, up, left, button 2, button 1, and then select.
Now you'll be looking at a big 3-hit run, and you'll be flying over those screaming meanies. What's up, bud? What's up, buddy? Pro review! Now, it's time to check in with the pros back in the game lab over here and get the word on what's hot, what's not, and new in-game cards. You got it, my man. This week, we are looking at a few new adventures for your NES and TurboGrafx 16. Now, you remember how this thing works, right? The Magic 4. We rate the games in 4 categories: graphics, sound, difficulty of the challenge, and the overall fun factor. Factor indeed. First from the Game Lab Goonies this week is Shatterhand for the NES. And it is nothing less than metallic mayhem in this story of law and order in the year 2030. If you think we've got bad guy problems today, forget about it, bud. Because in the year 2030, the bad guys are cyborgs, and they are the ultimate in Mondo metal monsters. So what are they going to do about these cyberpunks? Well, somebody's got to take the dirty job, and that someone is Lawman Steve Herman of the Law and Order Regulatory Division, also known as Lord. Lawman Steve prepares for this most heinous of assignments by trading in his own flesh and blood mitts for a pair of metal-crushing cybernetic hands. His new code name, Shatterhand. The action takes place over 7 levels of metal-crunching madness as Shatterhand gives a nasty new meaning to the idea of getting punched in the face. That's not all, so check it out, bud. The Shattermeister can also create his own pet robots by putting 3 alpha or beta letters together. And let me tell you, these robots are truly man's best friend because they put out some weapon power that is not to be believed. Now, how did we score it? Perfection, dude! Ah! The graphics are awesome and the multi-scrolling scenery sizzles. Now, the sound is totally and completely cool. You want a challenge? You got it, bud, because every inch of this game is a fight for your life. Now, is it fun? Well, for my money, shatter hands, rock 'em, sock 'em, action is as good as it gets. So what did you think of the cart, dude?
Definitely a thumbs up, man.
Thumb up! Yeah!
It was happening. I pulled it out earlier in the week, and I have not put it down yet. And, dude, the graphics, they're like right there.
Yeah, right there.
Can you see them?
I can feel it.
I thought you could. Well, we do have another cart to check out today, so we got to get down to business. It's TV, sports, hockey, and while it may not be the best hockey cart ever to skate on the market, we're thinking it might be the best sports game for the T16, and hey, you know that's worth talking about. International Hockey Play arrives on the small screen in the most realistic turbo sports game to date. Like NHL hockey for the Genesis system, TV sports hockey uses a vertical overhead view of the rink that keeps you on top of the action as you push the puck down the ice. But the real thrills come with the breakaways, face-offs, and fights because the screen switches to a major close-up so you don't miss a beat of the good stuff. Check it out. Here's a fight. It's a left. It's a right. It's another left. Somebody's going down. Oh! Oh, yeah, and there's cracks in the ice, which can send your skates flying in all directions. And, of course, what's a hockey game without penalties? They're here. But we've got to tell you, these refs are a little funky because the calls don't seem to be right on the money. No wonder the players in TV sports hockey fight so much. I bet you're wondering how we rate this puppy, huh? Here goes. The graphics are solid. The overhead perspective switching into the close-ups for the good parts works big time. You gotta love the realistic sound put into this game. I mean, check out the shushing of the ice when a player hits the brakes. The bone-crushing crashing against the sides. It's major cool. The challenge? I think we hit a problem here. We gotta diss the computer opponent. The players are totally lame, but, well, no big deal. Play with some friends because the game is great for up to 5 players. The fun factor's there as long as you're playing it with a bud. But if you got to rely on the computer opponent, this game is going to be colder than the ice it's built on. Brr. My man, Brennan, what'd you think of it, bud?
Hated it.
Oh, man, that's cold.
I'm Robert Ruckert from Germantown, Maryland, and I beat Fantasy Star 2. Hi, my name is David Recker. I live in Germantown, Maryland. I beat Strider on the Sega Genesis system.
This is Greg Recker from Germantown, Maryland. I completed the quest with Sword of Vermilion from the Sega Genesis system.
All right, good score, dudes. GamePro magazine freebies for one and all. And remember, bud, if you want to win, gotta send them in. Realistic flying, skydiving, and rocket pack action for the SNES when we return on GamePro! Have a nice trip, bud. Rock and roll! Thumb her up.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Hey, nice view from up here. It's password time in SWAT World, starting out with a couple of free boarding passes to the final 3 levels of the SNES flight simulator, Pilot Wings. Now, I don't know about you junior airmen out there, but I am totally addicted to this new SNES flying thing, and when you get to the later levels of flights, it is awesome. So check it out, because these numbers will put you in the pilot seat with the big boys. To get right to level 6, enter 400718, and you're free falling. Level 7, and to check out the jetpack, type 773224. Finally, for level 8, and to pilot this cool biplane, type in 165 411. You know, I just couldn't let you go without a free ride to the night helicopter mission. So this one's on me. Punch in 882943 and hit the nighttime skies. Well, since we're doing passwords, here's one that will take you directly to the final round in Herzog's Eye for the Genesis game system. Bring up the password screen and type JLJOIGLAOKN. Get through this round, and this game card is history. Here's that password one more time. JLJOIGLAOKN. Good luck.
Now, if you're a football freak like I am, then I know that you've dropped a few more quarters at the arcade on high-impact football, right? Well, start saving up your coins, because coming this fall to an arcade near you is super high-impact football, yeah! And it is beyond awesome.
Oh, yeah, the bone-crushing action of high-impact football is back with some new features that truly deserve recognition. Check it out. For starters, Super High-Impact Football has 3 different skill levels to choose from: Pro, Championship, and Ultimate, for players who think they can take on as much punishment as they can dish out. And if you think your defense is hitting as hard as it gets, check out the Hitometer, because this game will tell you whether you're sending receivers to the hospital or you're nothing more than a cream puff. Whew, I hate that part. League or tournament play is now totally possible because the machine keeps your lifetime stats, win-loss records, and every other bit of information needed to keep the league going all the way to the Super Bowl.
Oh, dude, you know what I love?
What?
Well, this machine actually spits out Topps collective football cards when you win. Now, that is pretty rad, I must say.
That's as good as it gets. This one is radical. Well, I don't know if the machine is at your local arcade yet, but it's coming up, so line up now. The line starts behind me, and the action is truly awesome. See it. Let's go, bud. First, there was Castlevania. Then, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. And then, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse for the NES. Then they hit you with Castlevania 1 and 2 for the Game Boy. You remember that. And now, the Drac is back, and the blood has never run so red as on this one. The greatest Castlevania of them all, Castlevania 4 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. All right, check this out. Here's the story. In the small and peaceful country of Transylvania, legend has it that every 100 years, the forces of good become mysteriously weak. Now, when this happens, the power of Dracula revives, and with every time he returns, he's more powerful than before. Now, this keeps making it tougher and tougher on the Belmont family, who take on the chore of whipping the Drac Man back into his coffin. Well, listen up, because it's Easter night, and while the people of Transylvania are having like this big, huge party, the evil ones are holding a black mass, pouring blood on Dracula's bones. Ugh. The Drac is back. Yo, man, I'm starting to scare myself here. All right, let's get back to the story. All that stands between Dracula and a good swig of blood is Simon Belmont and his magical whip. And I don't know about you, but I've been really heavily into this game ever since it first appeared. And dudes, it has never been better than in the new SNES version. The graphics are unbelievable. I mean, you gotta check out the 3D rotating backgrounds. It is awesome. If I hadn't seen it for myself, I would not have believed that this is such a great home cart. Totally awesome. These Konami dudes have taken 16-bit to the max with characters and backgrounds that look like they're really living, breathing Mondo monsters. Ooh, the sound, it's not just the game soundtrack. It is a full-on album. Each level has its own theme music, and it's good enough to have been cut by my man, MC Hammer. I'm saying plug this game into your stereos, dudes, because it will blow you out of the room. Now, it's a good thing that this card is fun, and you can just look at it and listen to it, because once you get hooked, you'll be playing all the time. In fact, you'll be lucky to get Dracula while you're still young enough to enjoy it. If you make it to the end of this one, we'll make you a member of the Pro Challenge Board Hall of Fame. For real. Castlevania 4 for the SNES means fun, and guys, it just doesn't get any better than this one.
More tips next!
Hi, I'm John Weaver from Shawn, Wisconsin, and if you're playing Mega Man on the NES, there's a great way to register several hits on an enemy with just one shot. When you encounter a big enemy like the Rockman in Dr. Wily's stage, you can fire any one of your weapons to Electman Beam works best. Just as the weapon's about to hit the enemy, you push the select button rapidly so it pauses and unpauses the game. Doing this will kill the enemy with 2 to 3 shots instead of several.
Very radical tip, dude. We got a free GamePro t-shirt heading your way. Well, you know what? That's about all the Game Lab gonzos put together for us today, so we're going to take off.
That's right, but hang in there, okay, bud? Because we're going to be cracking the whip in the Game Lab, and they're hard at it, getting all the up-to-the-minute tips, tactics, breaking game news that you're going to want to hear, guarantee it. The mail's been happening here, and we want you to keep it coming in, all right? We want those questions. We want those tips. Bring them on. Bring them on indeed. So check out the address. Here it comes. GamePro, P.O. Box 1678, Venice, California, 90291. Okay, we'll catch you next time. I'm J.D. Roth. See you next time on GamePro. Peace, baby. My man. Hey! Later.